What's up, all my supernatural people? My name is Larissa, and welcome to the video of the day. Today, I'm going to be talking about the top 3 reasons why I went vegan and choose to stay vegan for life. So obviously, reason number 1 is for the animals. I mean, of course, when I learned that I didn't have to eat animals to be healthy, like we're told our entire lives, I was mind blown and was just devastated that I had been lied to my entire life as someone who has always loved animals. To find out that what I was doing was wrong this entire time, it was really upsetting, but at least I finally learned the truth that humans are not meant to consume the flesh of other living animals, and instead we can thrive perfectly fine on plants, and that it's actually much healthier. So when I finally learned the truth that I could live perfectly fine without harming animals at all, it was like a no-brainer. I was just like, yeah, of course I would do that. Why not? Like, I don't want to kill animals. I would never want to kill an animal with my bare hands, so why am I going to pay someone else to do it for me? It is absolutely insane what we do to non-human animals in this world. The way we treat them like they're just objects. We just use them for whatever we want. We eat their flesh, we use their skin for clothing. We just completely take advantage of them and test all these chemicals on them and just use and abuse them, and it's absolutely disgusting. And I am so glad to no longer be a part of that just horrible, horrible industry. Like, anytime you buy a product that is either meat or contains any trace amounts of animal products, or clothing like leather or wool, like, you're paying for those people to do those things to animals that have just as much feeling and emotion as us, because humans are animals too. There's no difference between us in how we can suffer and love and have joy and have fear. Like, we're all the same. Us being able to go on the internet or drive a car does not make us superior to them in how much our lives matter. Their lives matter just as much. And it's really just about, putting yourself in their shoes. And if you wouldn't want that to be done to you, then don't do it to somebody else, because they are somebodies. They're not things. So I know I will be vegan for life because I could never go back on the promise that I've made to myself to never intentionally harm another being ever again, whether it's a human or a non-human animal. And I choose to spend the rest of my life speaking up for animals because they don't speak the same language that we do. So just because we can't understand them doesn't mean that their voices are less worthy of being heard. And I know what they're going through. I've seen the footage. I've seen tons and tons of documentaries on what goes on behind the doors of a slaughterhouse and what goes on in factory farms. So I know enough to speak up for them and say that what we've been doing as humans is super wrong, and we don't need to be doing it, because we do not need to eat meat or dairy or eggs or honey or anything like that to be healthy and to thrive. So if anything, you'll be much healthier with those things out of your diet. So I highly, highly suggest trying out a vegan diet and switching to a vegan lifestyle, and also speaking up for the animals as well, because they need as many people on this planet letting the rest of the world know what's going on and that they can become vegan as well. So that is my number 1 reason for going vegan and staying vegan for life. Reason number 2 is for the environment. As you may know if you've seen the documentary Cowspiracy on Netflix, if you haven't, I highly recommend checking it out. Animal agriculture is the number 1 cause of deforestation, of the environment crumbling, and ocean dead zones. We're losing so much sea life. We're destroying the ocean. We're overfishing. We shouldn't be fishing at all. Just leave the fish alone. Like, we're not made to eat fish, but there's other animals and other fish and sea creatures that are made to. So let them eat what they're supposed to eat. Just like we're also worried about overpopulation of cows if we don't eat them. One, we're breeding them into existence. So if that industry didn't exist, there wouldn't be as many cows as there were on this world anyway, that actually take up more space on the world than anything. For animal agriculture to exist, the amount of land that it takes up to farm those animals, including all of the food, all the grain that they grow to feed those animals, especially cows because they are large animals, that takes up more land on Earth than anything else right now. And they're constantly tearing down more and more rainforests and natural habitats, just causing so much destruction to this Earth. We need the rainforests for oxygen, for fresh air. They absorb so much of the pollutants in the air that is being caused from the transportation industry, but most of all from greenhouse gases from the animal agriculture industry. Yes, cow farts are causing so much destruction to the environment because of the methane they produce. It's very, very harmful to our atmosphere. And because we're cutting down more and more rainforests and trees to make more room to farm them, that's causing even more of an issue because there's no trees to absorb all of those pollutants and put out more oxygen for us. This whole system is so unsustainable, and it's happening every single day. You know, more and more land is being converted into farming, and more animals are becoming extinct because their homes are being destroyed, they're being killed, their families are being ripped apart, and it's just wrong. We could be living a much more sustainable way of life if we cut out the middleman, and instead of growing crops to feed animals to then eat their flesh to get those nutrients, we could just eat the nutrients from the plants directly, because that's really what we're doing. We're just filtering plant nutrients through the flesh of another animal. That's like they're eating the grass and getting the nutrients, or actually they're being fed corn and soy most of the time, and we're filtering those plant nutrients through their bodies. We can get the same nutrients from the plant sources themselves directly and from much more nutritional sources. We don't have to live off of corn and soy like they do. And it's much more beneficial for our bodies because we should not be ingesting cholesterol and saturated fat from animals. Like, science has showed us time and time again that cholesterol clogs our arteries and leads to all of the main reasons why humans die in the US. The number one cause is heart disease, and that is directly linked to the consumption of cholesterol, which only is found in animal products. So that shows us right there, our species-specific diet is plant foods. And yeah, there's just no excuse for consuming animals these days. There's so much information out there. If you're watching this video right now, you have no excuse. You have so much knowledge available to you on the internet. Please go check out on Netflix. Definitely watch Cowspiracy to learn about the environmental aspects of animal agriculture. And please watch What the Health on Netflix. That one is really great. It'll blow your mind and probably get you pretty mad at how you've been lied to your whole life when it comes to the pharmaceutical industry and how they work one-on-one with the animal agriculture industry to keep us sick and brainwashed and just not knowing any different. So it's not your fault. You know, you're not a bad person for consuming animal products because you have your entire life and you didn't know any other way. And that's fine, you know, but once you know better, you got to do better. It's really how it works. If you want to be a good person, if you want to be a productive member of society, then change your actions because it's important for the future. It's important to save lives of innocent beings that deserve to live, and it'll make you a happier person, I promise. Because that leads me into reason number 3, which is, for me personally, self-love is another reason why I choose to stay vegan. I love my body so much. It is my temple. I treat it with the utmost respect. And knowing what I know now, I would never put another dead carcass into my body ever again. knowing just how harmful those animal products are to my body and how much suffering I went through in the past from eating a standard American diet, just dealing with so many health issues and almost becoming a diabetic and being lied to my whole life that, oh, sugar causes diabetes when it's really saturated fat and cholesterol. And yeah, processed sugar isn't great either, but our bodies are designed to utilize simple sugars and carbohydrates for energy. And when we're ingesting cholesterol and saturated fat from animal products or even high-fat foods like oils and processed foods, it gets in the way of our body's natural ability to metabolize sugar and utilize it for energy. And so it's not the sugar that we should be afraid of. I live off of sugar now. I eat so much fruit every single day and I feel freaking amazing, and I've reversed my insulin resistance and prevented myself from becoming a diabetic. But in the past, I was told by doctors, oh, cut back on the carbs and focus more on protein and fat from healthy sources. And that is the worst advice ever. I'm so glad that I took knowledge into my own hands to learn more about nutrition and really save myself from going down a long, dark path in the never-ending medical system loop where, you're just on drugs for the rest of your life, and then they have to prescribe you other pills to offset the other pills that cause other side effects, and you're never actually getting better. They're just making more money off of you, keeping you alive for as long as possible, but without getting better. So because I love my body and I love myself and my sanity and my happiness so much, I would never go down the road of eating animal products ever again because of the drastic difference I have in my health now that I eat a plant-based, raw, vegan, high-carb, low-fat diet, and I feel better than I ever have in my life. And because I have so much self-love, self-respect, and high standards for what I put into my body, I would never poison my body ever again. And I try my best, I'm still learning every day, just like we all are. And I'm always trying to optimize my diet and lifestyle for feeling my best and, trying to be a sustainable member of society and trying to do all I can to speak up for what I know needs to change in the world. And so, I want to do that through helping people. I want to help people transition to a vegan lifestyle. I want to help people with a raw vegan diet. So always feel free to reach out to me. You can always DM me on Instagram. You can leave me a comment here on YouTube. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you liked this, please subscribe to my channel and check me out on Instagram. And I hope you guys all have a lovely day. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.